use it. So I noticed with time, each of these cells, the current dropped drastically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my multimeter to check each one of these batteries to see if we have some charge in them. I'm going to also demonstrate how you can revive a old lithium battery. There are some of this battery with time they do lose charge. I'm going to demonstrate how to charge it back, how to revive the bat. If you look at this cell, you'll see that each one of them is arranged like this in negative. This one is positive, and this is negative. That is how the pin arranged. So what we're going to do, we're going to be testing each battery cells. The aim of testing it is to make sure that the cell have some charge. Then we are going to be able to charge them very well. So I'm going to start testing each cells so as to know which one is okay and which one it's. You can see the needle is moving a little bit from the multimeter, but hardly moving at all. And as for the second one, you can see the second one has a little bit of charge. The second cell, this one holds a little bit of charge. So we're going to try the third one. The third one has no charge at all. Okay, the needle is not even moving. So let's try the fourth one. The fourth one has a little bit of charge. Okay. The fourth one doesn't have any charge. What about the fifth? It's moving a little bit. Okay, let's try the other one. Okay, there are no charge. So in a row, we have up to so we're testing the last one for the first one. So we have about 8 cells in one row, and about 3 cells are working in this first one. So let's try the second row to see if there's going to be some charge, because when there are charge in this battery, we can be able to. Okay, the second one, it's not working. There's no charge in it. Okay, let's move over to the second. This one is completely dead. This one also is completely dead. Okay. You can see the needle moving a little bit. This one has a little bit of charge. Okay. There is no charge in this one. This charge in this. Let's move forward. No charge. Completely dead. There's a little bit of charge in the to a charger. It's going to charge. The one that has a little bit of current, they will definitely charge when wow, you can see this one. This one has some charge in it. Okay. Hello, Gerard. And hello, Star. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. So what we're doing is to battery, because this battery pack, I've made it a while ago, but I wasn't able to use it, and most of the battery end up dying. The charge, they have lost of charge right now. So I'm trying to see if there are some of the cells that can be used. So far from our tests, you can see that some of the cells right here are good. Some of them are not good. Some are bad. Some hardly have any life in them. But those that have a little bit of current in the battery, if we hook it up to this lithium charger, if you hook it up to this charger, it's going to charge. It's going to charge. So those ones that have a little bit life in them will be able to charge on this charger. But the ones that don't have any charge in them would not charge. So guys, that brings me to our next test, which are these batteries right here. So this battery, I got it from an old laptop charger. So this is how laptop chargers looks like. Okay, let's put it this way so you can see it clearly. This is how laptop chargers looks like. Laptop from it. Okay, I bought out these cells from it, though they're always in 6. We have 2. There's another one here. I was even wondering how water gets into it. And the funny part about this battery was that it was gotten new. So how come 2 cells in there were already rusted? So I had to take it out from this side right here, and I noticed these batteries don't have any charge at all. Let's try to test it. It hardly have any charge in them. Okay. So while working on these batteries, most times you need to be very careful because this battery is like having energy compacted in a tiny space. So if you check, you notice the multimeter is not reading at all, and my right hand side here is the negative. You notice it's not reading at all. Hamzat, welcome. Careful with why dealing with this kind of batteries. You can see they are not charging, they charge it. But for we to charge it, let me show you an example of how to charge these batteries. So most times when you want to charge this battery, you have this is your charger. Okay, you have your extension. So you can use this charger to be able to charge. When you connect it, you will notice there's a green light right there. So what a green light does is to tell you that it's ready to go. When you connect your charger, it will start charging. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to test. There's a battery we're going to charge right now. Some of you have seen this battery. I do use it a lot. So this is an 18650 battery at 2.7 volts. We're going to be using this. So what you need to do is remove it from the charger first. Some people do connect the charger first, then plug in the battery which is so wrong. So first thing is to connect the charger, the battery. Now that careful, you need to make sure this is the positive and this is the negative then. So that red light blinking right now shows it's charging, whereby anytime it's, so most times what we do is to trick the charger into thinking that the battery has some charge in there. So for you to be able to do that, you have to connect a battery that is working and a battery that are not working together. You have to connect them in parallel, side by side. So you can see this one is working, the light is blinking red. Good. So you can see the red light blinking, it shows the battery is charging. And once it turns green, the battery will be completely filled up. So we tested this battery and there was no charge in them. So what we are going to do right now, we're going to find a way to use this charger to be able to charge this battery. So what we're going to do, we're going to connect this is the charger so as to trick the system. So first of all, we're going to find a way to extend the wires, okay, which is very necessary. I'm going to be using this. This is a red wire, a red and a white wire. We're going to use it for positive. Okay. And we're going to tape it up. It is always best to insulate naked wires so that they don't breach. Remember, these lithium batteries is like having a large energy compacted in a tiny space. So to prevent thermal runaway. Good. You can see it is taped nicely. So we're going to connect another wire to the other side. And we're going to be using, we're going to be using this one. So what we need to do, this one is too long, we're going to cut it. Good. So we'll connect it. This is the negative, so we'll be connecting it right here. Good. So we're going to tape it up. I've seen some people make so many connections without taping it, which is wrong, so that the two wires doesn't breach. It's not healthy for the battery. So guys, we're done with the connection of these two wires. So this one on my left is the negative, as the positive, and this one on my right is the negative. Sometimes it's good to try to follow the color code so you don't confuse the connection. So let's just test it one more time and see if there is any reading coming out from those terminals. You can see there is hardly any charge in them. You can see the more going that I told you guys that when a battery doesn't have a charge, this charger would not charge it. On is also an 18650 battery, but it's completely dead. let's test it so you guys will see that it's completely dead. Okay, connect our multimeter here. You can see it's not, the needle is not moving. It's not moving at all. So what we're going to do, if you connect it to the charger, it won't charge. You can see this one charging. The red light indicates it's charging. So let's remove this one. Let's try to plug this one in. Remember, the multimeter wasn't able to read anything. That shows the battery is completely dead. Okay. So this is an old lithium charger. So you can see it's connected. And if we plug it right into the extension, you will notice it's still showing green light. It won't charge. Even though you try to at least maneuver it, light. So that shows the charger would not charge it. Anytime there's a lithium battery that doesn't have a charge, this charger would not charge it. So the battery needs to be healthy. It needs to have a little bit of charge, so it will continue to show green lights for a long time. So what we're going to do is to trick the charger into thinking that the battery is good. And for us to be able to accomplish that, that is where this battery comes in. Remember, this battery is working very well. And this one right here, it's not working. It doesn't have any charge in them. So what we're going to do, first of all, let's try to connect. You guys will see it. We're going to find a way to connect this negative side to the negative of the charger. Let's see. Okay, let's unplug it. Going to find a way to connect the negative side of the battery, the negative terminal, to the charger. What we want to do, trick the charger into thinking the battery has some charge and for it to be able to charge it. Okay, we've connected the negative side. The positive side, we're going to find a way to do that. Okay, so guys, I just want to demonstrate something. Now the charger is connected. Okay, it's showing green light. If we're to connect this positive side to this side here, you would see that the charger is not charging. It's not charging the battery. It's still showing color green lights. That shows this battery right here is completely dead. So what we're going to do, we're going to use, since this battery can charge because it has some current in them, we're going to trick the system by connecting this one right here. We're going to connect it this way. And while it's connected here, you can see this one is charging. What we're going to do is to connect this one right here at the positive side. Okay. So let's try to let's make sure it's charging before we make any move, before we connect the other side. Though not all batteries are going to charge because some batteries are completely dead. So some might not charge. The charger is behaving. This misbehaving. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll unplug it and we're going to plug it in. Okay. Just maneuver it. Sorry guys, this extension is loose. That's why we're having a little bit of partial contact. So guys, you can see it's charging. So what we're going to do is to test it by connecting this one to the positive. If it stopped charging, then it shows if it continues charging while this positive wire is connected to the positive side of the charger, then it's going to charge this battery right here. But if it doesn't, if it stops, then just know that it's not going to charge. Sorry guys, this battery is completely full, so it's good. So if we connect it here, if it stops charging, then it shows that battery won't charge. You can see it's sparking a little bit. That shows this battery is completely dead. I don't know if the camera was able to pick it up. It was sparking a little bit, and it was bringing a little bit of little smoke from the positive connection. That shows that this battery is completely dead, because naturally what is going to happen when you have a little bit of charge in this one, because this one is completely dead, this charger is going to take over by charging the battery right here. It's a way of boosting it, and with time we can take this battery off and everything will start charging the way it's supposed to be. So guys, this one is not going to charge because I noticed it was bringing out some smoke in there. This battery right here, you see, you can see it will charge, it will stop charging. Why? Because this battery is completely filled up. Let's test it so you guys will see what I'm talking about. This battery is completely filled. I think I got this battery last week. That was last week Wednesday. So today makes it a week. I want you guys to see it. Connect the multimeter. You can see it's turning all the way to the right hand side. So this battery, I got it brand new, and I did give it a little bit of charge. That's why it's completely filled up. So that's why I'm using it to test. So guys, this would not charge. Though I've seen situation whereby people, they revive this battery, and what they do is to, I'm going to show you an example. I'm looking for a different battery to use. Okay, let's try to use one of this one. Good. I'm going to use this one. So what some people do when their batteries stop working, their lithium batteries stop working, if you take a look at these 4 holes on the top, on the positive side of this battery, some people do put in something like a needle, and they try to press it in. They apply a little bit of pressure to it, thereby pressing the surface inside, pressing it down. So what that actually does, I've had it's called the CID, because at the positive side of this battery, and in most cases, once this battery stop working, what some people do is to find something that is a little bit sharp. They are going to put it in right here. I would not advise that. They will try to put it in through this positive side and press it down a little bit. So what it's going to do is that in most cases, once this battery have reached its limitation, the CID do pop out, in the sense that the connection between the positive side, it's not going to connect. It's going to disconnect, just like this. It's like a fuse. So what some people do is to put in something sharp in here, apply pressure to it so that it can connect back. And once it connects, you notice the battery do have some charge. Most people do that a lot. They will try to pop in the CID right there. They try to apply pressure in the positive side right here, and it's going to connect and it's going to start working. But I would not advise that. I would not advise that. You can see these 4 holes right here. These 4 holes are for venting some of these gases In the process of using them, or in the process of charging them, most times with the charger, they might have some build-up gases in them. So these 4 holes are for venting out those gases from it so that it doesn't explode. So some people, what they do is to pop in the CID and the battery start working again, but I would not recommend that. It is not safe. So most batteries that are dead, that's what most people do. They try to pop in the CID, try to revive this battery and make them work. So it is best to be very careful, because it's like parking, it's like having a large energy compacted in a tiny space. So guys, I wanted to show you how to revive this battery, but this battery is completely dead. Completely dead. Completely dead. And the charger is not charging it. I try to trick the charger. In most cases, I've tried to trick the charger by connecting a good battery to it while it's charging. In parallel, connect the dead battery to it, and in most cases it does charge. Then with time you remove this one and this one takes over. The charger is going to charge it fully, but this one is completely dead. I noticed when I connected it in parallel to the charger, it was bringing out a little bit of it was sparking, and it vents out a little bit of gas from it. So I would not advise you to charge it. It is always best to be careful. So guys, there is something that caught my attention. I noticed online people were using this is a laptop charger, a laptop battery, sorry for that. And if you can see it closely, this is 11.1 volts at 49 watts. And this battery right here, they are always in 6. They're always in 6. We have 2 here, 2 here. There's supposed to be another one right here, but I removed it. So they're always 6 battery, which is 3S. It is called 3S 2P. So 2 in parallel, 3S, which is 3 batteries in series, to be able to give you that 11.1 volts to be able to power your laptop. So I noticed what people does is to get a old laptop charger, a laptop battery. You can also try this also. Get an old laptop battery. So when you try to take it off, you will notice those batteries, you'll be so surprised that you're going to see a good cell. This was how it was. It was placed in here. You're going to notice that the cells that are going to be in this battery are going to be new ones. Most times, in most cases, people do harvest this battery and use them for backup system and the rest. And I feel they are also cheaper to get. They're also cheaper to get also. You can get an old used laptop battery, harvest these batteries in them, and if you have a battery older, just like these ones for these 18650s, you can just populate them, and after populating them, you can use it to do a backup system whatsoever, depending on the one that suits your needs. So guys, that was the update I wanted to give. I wanted to explain to you guys. Though I'm hoping to get more of these batteries, more of this laptop battery, because they're cheaper. Get them, you're going to get 6 cells in them, and you can try to just make sure your multimeter test all of them, make sure they're all working. Sometimes, in most cases, like in this one, I was so surprised when I got this battery out. At first, they have charge in them, and the remaining 2 that I removed here, I noticed it was rust. Why? Was because I noticed the inside water got into this battery. I was wondering why water got into this battery, because I got it brand new I got it brand new, and it was around I think that was 2 years ago. It was around $5 then. It was around $5. So I noticed it was rusty, and they didn't have any selling then. So guys, you can go for this battery, which is the 18650. You can see that the capacity for this one is high, 4,800 milliamp hour. Not all battery has that kind of amperage in them. This one is high, and this one is a Chinese battery. You can see the amperage is not written on this one. Or you can upgrade to something as big as this. This one is called a 32650 battery. You can see how big this one is. You can see how big this one is. This one is more like times 3 of these guys in one. I think one of these cells is around 6,000 milliamp hour, which is enough power to be able to make any backup system. So if you have this, you're good to go. Imagine having something like this. You have like 7S, and you can have like 10P. That would be a lot of power to be able to do anything backup system. So thank you guys that was what I wanted to show you guys, that you can revive some of these batteries, but try to make sure that most of these batteries that you're trying to revive that you want to revive, make sure they have some charge on them. Like for these ones, after testing them, I noticed some of them are completely dead. Some have some charge in them. Like for example, now I think there was one of them that has some charge in them, and those are good batteries, like the ones that are Samsung batteries. Those batteries are very, very strong. They are batteries I can recommend you to get. Okay, let's test it. Let's test. There was one of them that has some charge in them. Okay, like this one now, you can see the multimeter is turning to the right hand side. Even though the current is a little bit low, but it's still working. This one is a Samsung battery. It's a Samsung battery. Samsung battery are very good. They hardly die. So this one is good. So it is always best whenever you have a good battery and you're populating them, always try to go for the make sure you add a BMS, a battery management system, to them. Like for example, the battery, this laptop battery, this is where we have the circuit board. You can see it. This is the circuit board which is controlling the battery, just very portable and small. We have the BMS right there to balance each cells. You can see these are part of the component, very tiny. So what I can do with this later on, which I'm going to do, since this battery is not working, I wanted to try to charge them back so I can populate them back into this charger, into this battery case, so that I can use it to power my laptop. So what I'm going to do later on in the future, maybe sooner, and I think I'm going to be videoing that. I'm going to video that. I'm going to make a video of it. I'm going to get a new cell. So what I'm going to do is to get 6 cells, populate them in parallel, 2 in parallel, and 3 in series. So connecting 3 cells in series, connecting 2 in parallel. They are called 2P, 3S. That is how it is being called. So anytime you hear 2P, 3S, just know 2 batteries in parallel and 3 batteries in series. That is how they work. So what I'm going to do later on, get a new cells. I'm going to remove these batteries. These ones are dead. And I think I have some new cells with me, which I can use them. You can see I still have some new cells. This one I got them last week. I think this was the only one I took out from it, which was why this place is like this. So this is the only one I've been using from it. And so far the battery has enough power. If you can look at it, if you can see boldly written here, 18650, 4800 milliamp hour at 3.7 volts. So with this one, if I have up to like 6 cells, I can get up to like 6 cells. And what I just need to do is to get this board out from it and find a way to use my tape. I can use a transparent tape like this, and also try to connect them in series and in parallel, connect them to this board. It shouldn't be hard. What you just need to do is look at the wiring. Where is it connected? Like, for example, the red one right here is connected to the positive side here, and this white one is for the negative. So, and this yellow one right here is also for negative. You just have to be careful. One thing that will help you a lot is to take a picture of each one of them, so that later on, while doing your connection, it will be easy for you to follow it exactly the way it is here. And when you're done, you can hook it up to your you can try to connect it right here. But before doing that, connecting it to the case of this battery, you can connect it to your laptop, see if it turns on, which I know it will. Then you can, once you're done, you connect it to your battery case and you start using. So that's what most people do, because getting a new battery, it's very expensive. The last time I got this battery, that was almost 2 years ago. That was around $5. I had recently it's around $15 to get one of these. So you can imagine going to the market, getting these at $15, which is quite high. So what you just need to do is to do it yourself. Make it cheaper for you. The board is still okay. The board is running smoothly. What you just need to do is to change this battery. You just get these batteries, buy the cell independently, and you're good to go. I think one of these cells is for around $1. You can imagine. Though I was able to get a good deal on this, the person I wanted to get this cell from said $1 per cell. So what I did was to bargain. I was able to reduce the price to get it for like $4 for like 5 cells. So just get these cells, they're cheaper. Get these ones, populate it into your populate it and connect it to this board, and you're good to go. You end up even spending up to like maybe $6 when you're done with it, and with that you can be able to power your laptop. So instead of spending up to $15, you might end up spending up to $6. So you can imagine, you spend less when you do it yourself. And they're going to be new cells, so it's going to work like a brand new charger, a brand new battery on your laptop. Though nowadays laptop are now using this kind of cells. They're using this kind of cell, which is also called a polymer battery. This one at 18650 LiFePro 4 batteries. You can see this one are bulky in size. This one are very flat. You can stack multiple of these ones together, and they're going to have high capacity. One thing I don't like about the polymer battery is that with time they are going to swell up. With time it's going to be swollen. It's going to be so big that you have to remove it. You have to take it out. But this one doesn't swell, and they do have a good cycle. good long circle, so you can make do with it. So guys, thank you guys for tuning into my life. You guys are awesome. You guys are wonderful. So that was what I wanted to share with you guys. But though things didn't go well the way I planned, I thought this battery would be able to revive it, but no way, we couldn't revive it. So what we're going to do is to get new cells, connect it to this board, and once we're done with that, we'll be able to connect it to our battery case. So that's what we're going to do. So later on, let's move this here. So later on, what I'm going to do is that most of these cells here, since majority of them are bad, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be reviving any one of them. Most times it's best not to combine good cells and bad cells together, because when you combine good cells and bad cells together, you will notice the good ones are going to start discharging quickly. They're going to lose power over time, and whatever the application you're going to use this battery for, like for example, if you're using it for maybe using it to power an inverter or other application, you will notice they don't last longer. That's why it is best to use all new cells. That's why I'm getting new ones, so that I'm going to populate them. They should be all new cells. You will notice the power is going to be there. It's not going to deplete. The current is not going to deplete over time. But what I did, the mistake I did here was to combine good cells and bad cells together. That was what made this battery pack, most of the battery died. So guys, don't make my mistake by combining good cells and bad cells together, okay? Don't do that. It will end up damaging the whole pack. It will end up reducing the power on each of all the pack. It won't perform the way you want it to be. It's just so painful that I wasted a whole pack. And like this one has Samsung batteries. These ones, they still have some charge even after a long time. This one is still okay. Why some of these ones, like these color blue ones, these ones are all Chinese batteries. And one way you can tell that you have a Chinese battery, in most cases, most of them are very light. When you compare the weights, you can weigh them. You notice one of them is quality. It is heavy, it has weight, it has mass, and this one might be very light. So you go for the one that's and most times they do write it on the body. So one of the best battery I can recommend is going for the Samsung. The Samsung lasts a longer time and you will enjoy it. So guys, don't make my mistake by combining old cells and new bad cells and good cells together. It wouldn't work. With time, you'll be having issues with the whole pack. I thought I would be able to use this to make a project, but as it is, I'm not going to be able to use it, and I don't want to revive any one of them right here. Most times it is best just go for a brand new cell so you can enjoy it. Though some people are having issues with getting a brand new battery, because most of these brand new batteries they're getting very expensive. So one thing I can advise you to do is to buy a brand new battery, buy the cells individually, and you can populate your battery yourself, make your battery yourself, because I notice we are getting to that point whereby people are now making their batteries themselves. They build it at home and use it to make backup system. If you don't want to use the 18650, you can use one. You'll be able to use less footprints, and you'll be able to have more power in them. Like this one has 3 times one of these, one of the 18650, 3 times the power in this one. So you can imagine. So that's what people do now. We're getting to the point whereby everybody can try to make their battery themselves, because battery is one of the parts I've noticed that it is getting very expensive. So if you can make your battery yourself, one way you can do that is by buying the cells individually. Buy them, populate them. You can get this battery holder. This is a battery holder for the 18650. You can get them. They are cheaper. You can get them. You can populate them as much as you want. You can make a big battery bank from it. So guys, when you get these cells, you try to go to the market and look for an 18650 battery holder, so you'll be able to populate them easily. Later on, you get a metal strip, you put it across. Depending on how you want to connect it, it is easy. Faced like the positive, like this is the positive side. You can put all the positive side in one side. You connect, you turn the battery upside down for the second row, which is the negative side facing up, and this side you put the positive side facing up. So what you're going to do is to connect a nickel strip straight to these 8 cells. If you connect them together, it means you're connecting them all together in parallel. Then you connect them to these other ones, which will be in series with this. You connect another nickel strip to this, which means you've connected these cells and these cells, which is this row and this row in series. Then you also do that to this. With that, you connect them both in series, and you can be able to use them. So thank you guys for tuning into my life. I really appreciate you guys supporting me all the time. Thank you so much. What I just want to say is we can try to build our battery ourselves, but I would advise it is best you try to make your research before you go into it, because these batteries, as much as they are good, they are very dangerous. They are very dangerous. It's like packing a large energy in a tiny space. So I repeat, these batteries can be very dangerous if they are not being carefully used in the right way. It's like having a large energy compacted in a tiny space. So which means they can explode, they can catch fire on their own. And whenever you're dealing with this battery, please try not to puncture them. You see this surface right here? Try not to use anything as sharp objects as this to try to puncture the top of this battery, because it's going to affect the cell, and they can also catch fire too. I've had a situation whereby one of them exploded. I've had a situation whereby one of these battery exploded. So what happened was that I was trying to get one of these cells. After connecting it, using the spot weld to weld the surface. So I was trying to maneuver it. I was trying to remove the cell. So all of a sudden, what happened was that it caught on fire. Before I could even act, it caught on fire. So these batteries are very dangerous. So you need to be very careful. Don't try to say you want to use something like a sharp object to puncture the top. It can catch on fire. So you need to be very careful. So guys, I don't want to make this live to be as long as it is right now. What I'm just going to say is we can make our battery ourselves. You can do this at home, and whenever you're making your battery, after connecting it to this battery holder, you can also look for a BMS. look for a BMS. There are different type of BMS. BMS are called battery management system. They help to regulate the temperature of this battery. They help to check, is the battery temperature, is it fine, or is it too hot, or is it too cold? What they do is they shut down the battery whenever they notice that the battery is very hot. They will shut down the current passing through the battery. So use a BMS. It will help to protect you and also help to protect the battery. It's another way of making the battery healthy, because in that process it will be able to check each cells individually to know the temperature, not only the temperature but also to know when it needs to charge. And what it does is to balance each battery voltage, balancing the voltage of each cells right here. When you're dealing with a battery pack like this, it is best that each batteries are being balanced, the voltage. What it simply means is that if you're having a 3.7 volts, if you're having a 3, so guys, just give me, so guys, you guys can give me a like. So guys, if you're having a 3.7 volt right here, sorry guys, so balancing these cells means each cells right here must be around 3.7 volts. 3.7 volts. The same thing to the second row. Each cell should be around 3.7 volts. The same thing for the third row also. Each battery should be balanced at 3.7 volts, 3.7 volts. So that is the work of the BMS. That's why it is always good to get a BMS. And I notice right now there are some BMS we have right now that you can go for. They all have, some of them have, you can connect it to Bluetooth. So which means you can check the state of charge through your phone, through your smartphone, which is better. And with that, you can check each battery, you can check each nominal voltage, and you can also control the system, the BMS. You can make some settings through the Bluetooth, through your smartphone, which is, I feel that's one of the best way to control your battery pack. And later on, I'm going to try to get a BMS, and we're going to try to make some connections to see how it's going to work. So guys, thank you so much for always tuning in anytime I'm live. I really appreciate this support. And someone asked me about this lithium charger. This is just a regular lithium charger. Basically a negative and a positive, and it has a bulb here. Anytime it is connected to this extension right here, it shows the green lights. The green light means nothing is connected to it, and when you connect your battery to it, it's going to start blinking red lights, and that red light shows that it's charging. And once your battery is filled up, this light is going to change. It's going to turn to red. It's going to turn to green. That's to tell you your battery is completely filled up. So most times when I get new cells like this, most times I love it. I try to charge my battery. Any cell I do get brand new, I try to charge them up, make sure they are filled up, so that whenever you try to populate your battery, whenever you populate them, your battery bank or your battery pack will be completely filled up. You don't need to populate them and start charging them over again, which means after populating them, you can start using them immediately. That's why I love charging them. So whenever I get them, remove each cell and start using them. But right now they have much charge in them already, so that's the best way to go. Batteries are getting very expensive, like very, very, very expensive. So the only way in most cases you can stick these cells, you have different ways. Either you buy them this way, buy them individually, you buy them like this, they're cheaper, or you can go for sorry guys, or you can go for an old laptop battery. Just buy an old laptop battery. They are cheaper, and you can harvest. Each laptop battery have 6 cells in them, connected in 2P 3S, which is 2 cells in parallel, 3 cells in series. And with that, you can be able to take each one of the cells out and populate them. I've seen so many people get up to like thousands of these laptop batteries, and they take their time to harvest each of the cells from these batteries, from this battery case, and use it to build big backup system. So guys, I'm going to be having a project. There's a project that will be coming up, and what I'm doing right now, what I'm doing currently, I'm buying new cells right now. So this week I'm going to get more of these cells or get something different. I got this one last week, this 32650. I got it last week. You can see these ones are bigger, and the BMS is still connected to it. So I got this one last week. I got this one last 2 weeks. So what I'm doing is to get these cells, the projects I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to video each step, each part of it. What I'm doing is to get these cells individually sourced out, and I'm going to be using a 24 volt UPS. I'm going to use it to power a 24 volt UPS, and I want to use it as a backup system. Inverters are great, but sometimes when you are in a budget, what you need to do is to make do with what you have, and that's why I'm going for. I'm going to be using a UPS, a 24 volt UPS, and I think it's around 600 watts of power. That should be enough to power most basic appliances. And I'm going to be using these cells to power that system. 24 volts are more efficient than 12 volt. 12 volt pulls a lot of amperage, and thereby I just feel they are not efficient for me. So whenever you're trying to make a backup system, if you're going for an inverter, if you can go for a 24 volts, I would advise you, please go for a 24 volt system. Uses thinner wires. You don't need to use T-gauge wires for them. So this is the best way, because I tried to price. Recently I asked for the price of a battery, and these batteries are very expensive, like very, very expensive. So sourcing it this way is way cheaper for me, and they're also brand new cells. So after sourcing all this battery, what you need to do is to get a BMS with it, and you can have your BMS, and you're good to go with your battery pack. So guys, I don't want to start talking over and over again, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for always, you guys are awesome. So guys, when I'm done, I'm going to be updating you from time to time with the new cells I'm going to be getting. I'm still going to be getting more of these cells this week, because my aim is to get as much as possible. I would advise, whenever you're going for this 18650 battery, please go for a brand new cell. A brand new cell is better, so that when you populate your batteries, you won't make the kind of mistake I did by combining old batteries or good batteries and bad batteries together, because they might end up spoiling the whole battery pack. That was what happened to these ones, and all the cells here are gone. I can't use any one of them. Even though I have a little bit of voltage from these ones, I'm still not going to use them. It's better to use brand new cells so that you know your system is going to work the way you want it to be. So thank you guys. This is where I'm going to be ending my live video. Hopefully, God's willing, tomorrow night I'm going to show you guys and also projects I'm also working on. I'm working on multiple projects I'm going to be showing you guys. So thank you guys on the next upload much, and I believe we can do more of this often. We can learn from each other. So it is always best to make your research so that you don't make mistakes on these batteries. Please be safe out there. It is always best to be safe out there, please, whenever you're dealing with these batteries. As much as they are large energy in a tiny space, in a small space, and once they explode, that's it. Try not to puncture each of these batteries because of thermal runaway. It can cause damage to life, property. So guys, be safe out there. If you're doing a project out there, and I love you guys, and I will see you on the next live or maybe on the next upload. You guys should take care. You guys are awesome. Bye for now.